This is Grow and Glow podcast. Yes, I know you know it. Welcome to another episode of Grow and Glow podcast. I'm glad that you're here listening to my voice right now. I hope my voice is sounding sweet for you today. Please don't mind me. Welcome to another episode of Grow and Glow podcast. And on this episode, what are we going to be doing? In this episode, as you saw right there, it's going to be about life after university. How is life after university? Is it stressful? Is it annoying? Is it fun? Is it depressing? We're gonna know in this episode. So stay tuned because I have special people with me ready to tell us their experiences, give us the vibes, give us stories, and give us lessons and advice on how life is after university. I'm sure you're going to enjoy this episode. So make sure you share this episode and stay to the end. You know, usually the end is it's where the sweetest part is. The end. I don't know why people don't know that part, but the end is where the sweetest part is every time. So make sure you stay to the end. Welcome to Grow and Glow podcast. Yes, I'm excited to have three of you here with me, my very, very special people. And I'm glad that they're here with me to talk about this very nice and interesting topic, life after university. Life after university. And we would love to know you. So please, each one of you will tell us your name, the course you studied, and any other thing you would love to tell us, any other thing you would love us to know about you. So who is going first? The lady in the house, Vera.
Ebuka should go first.
Oh yeah, Ebuka, go first.
I think ladies first. Vera should go first.
Okay, my name is Otonechi Vera. I graduated from the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, UNN, and I studied food science and technology. Well, I just have passion for cooking. Currently I'm just developing myself and doing other things.
All right. Thank you. Vera can cook. Oh. Even the pictures of the food. That took me somewhere. All right. So, Chukwuebuka, you.
All right. Chukwuebuka Prince of Ogoayo. I graduated from Department of Biochemistry, University of Nigeria, Nsukka. And I'm a graphic designer and a public speaker. And I try to help as much people as I can. And I'm constantly working on myself to improve myself. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. Yes, Chukwuebuka designed something for Grand Group Podcast. Until today, everybody's asking, who did this? It's so fine. Thank you again for that design you did. I love it. I really love it. Oladimeji.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. My name is Oladimeji Olushola. I finished from University of Ilorin where I studied mass communication. My specialty was advertising and public relations. Um, by the grace of God, I currently work in advertising. I work as a creative copywriter, and what I do is just to create advertising campaigns and just do creative stuff.
Nice. Thank you so much. Ola, the creative guy. All right. Thank you so much for your introductions. Very nice. And okay, this episode is about life after university. Everybody here has graduated except me. Well, true. Sha, okay. Very soon will be my turn. So everybody here has graduated, and I want to ask, how was school life for you? How was it? Was it stressful? Was it depressing at some point? Was it fun for you? Like, were you catching cruise all the time? How was school life for you?
School life. Can I shoot?
Yes,
Shoot,
please.
please.
Uh, School life was for me was very very exciting. I believe that I believe like I was the best undergraduate when I was in school, so to say. You know, not because not because there were any rules at all that I was living by, but because I sort of really really enjoyed school. I believe that the 4 years I spent in school was a very defining moment for me because like I got to know a lot of stuff. I got to um, come into my own self as a human being, as a young guy, right? I get to like try a lot of things. Some failed, some do not. I got to understand a lot of people too. Like, while I was at that phase, it wasn't looking like a process that I would appreciate. I was just being a guy. I just want to. Okay, so I was just exploring different things. I tried a couple of things. I did politics. I was a church boy. Like I was legit a church boy. I was still legit I was still an everybody's boy. You know, I did a lot of things. Being an undergraduate. It was more like exploring different stuff. So there was a lot for me to do. So while my colleagues are complaining that they are tired of school is calm. University of Ilorin actually is the school that can stress you. But I can legit say for like 4 years, I don't think I never, it was never like that for me because for everything that was happening, I just had fun basically. I made sure I had fun. Although there were very tough days, there were days where things were really, really, really tough, right? But it was very awesome. I'm sure that while the conversation continues, I would be very, very detailed about it.
All right, all right, all right. Wow, it was fun for you. Nice. Chukwuebuka, how about you?
Well, for me, I think university was cool. It was a smooth ride, and by ride, I mean it's just imagine you're learning how to drive a car for the first time. It's going to be a little bit difficult. Then the moment you start driving well, it's a very smooth stop. So um, it was like I think for me, my first year was more stressful than my second year, which was more stressful than yeah. So for me, school life was just cool, a defining period of my life. I discovered more about purpose. I think I was also a church guy. Everybody
Okay.
knew me. Everybody knew me. I made sure I was not in a shell. Seriously,
Mm,
I made sure I made friends. Even there were times where people thought, hey, you shouldn't be the one reaching out to these kind of people. But then I still reached out, and now I'm enjoying the things of it. So school for me was not, it was just smooth academically and otherwise.
nice. I think to anybody listening now and you're in university, just remember that life in university is not just about reading books, even though it should be about reading books. It should be a time to build friendships. It should be a time to develop yourself. I think that's what I'm getting from here. Okay, Vera, how was life for you in school?
Okay, for me, life in school was actually beautiful. Like, I wouldn't like it had its own challenges, especially having to do some courses that I didn't really like in my first and second year.
Okay.
But regardless, school was really beautiful. I developed quality friendships. I think that's one thing I'm really, really happy about, like leaving school. Like I developed quality friendship. Me, I'm very, very intentional about my friends. So like generally looking back, I'm thankful for the relationships, the friendships that I had and I still have currently. And yeah, I was also a church girl in school and really it was really a beautiful experience.
Well, I like this. School was beautiful, but it was still stressful, sha. Me, school is still stressful and it is nice. Like, we thank God for school. It's not that bad. So, everybody has graduated, and now we are, can I say, in the real life? How do you put it? The real world. They will say there's a world outside the university. So everybody is there right now because you've graduated. So now, what's one myth you've heard about life after university? Like, what's one thing you've heard that they said, oh, when you leave school, so so and so will happen to you, or when you leave school, this must happen to you. Has anything like that happened to you? Tell us what it was or what it is.
Oh, okay. I would like to go first. I let me just give a very background um, talk, right? I I'm very excited about this conversation to start with because I know that there's a lot of issues. There's a lot of issues with schooling, after school, and in fact after anything, after NYC, after marriage, after your first baby. There's always a lot of conversations around that. So first of all, I would like to say that I'm very grateful for the kind of course I did. I think it was divine, sort of, because for me, I realized at some point in my life that while I was in school, that I was not. I don't think I like reading like that. No, I read though. I read. And then I got to have a lot of my course at some points like was a lot more practical. Not a lot, but at least a significant part of it became practical. So practical. So we go on the field. We're doing some stuff on the field, some practical stuff, and all of that. So now, so it really built me. It really built me. Really built me a lot. Like even while in fellowship, right? I attended RCF. RCF is the biggest fellowship on campus. I think my RCF in school then is one of the biggest RCF in probably Nigerian campuses. So it was a very big fellowship, right? And one of my goals at the time was to make sure that I knew everybody in the fellowship. The fellowship is very big, oh.
Are you serious?
So I didn't know every single person in the fellowship. And
Yep.
so that is, I think I achieved that. There's no way if I see you, I don't know your name,
Wow.
right? So a lot of persons, and I dance a lot. So if you see me, you can never ever be sad. I wanted to make everybody happy by some of the things I do, not because I was trying to please people, right? But because I just felt like a lot of things could be easier if we make things easy for ourselves. So that was more like a goal I had at the time, right? And I think I achieved it to a large extent. So people never take me serious because I don't look like a serious person. Like I you can never catch people used to ask me that, do I even think? Because legit, I don't look like it, right? I don't look like it. Fast forward to the time when we graduated, people were shocked that I came out what I came out with. Nobody was expecting that I would, because I read, not that I don't like, not like I look like a dollar, though, but when you most likely never catch somebody sitting down to read. Anyways, that's by the
Exactly.
way. So now let's go. That's just the background, right? So let's come to some of the myths that existed like while I was in school and all of that. And they say life is you. While I was in school, I hated that statement that there's a real life after school. Because in me, I usually see it as my whole life is just an entity. So I don't believe that when I get to a phase, when I leave a phase I am and I move to another phase, that's when I started living the real life. So I feel like everything is more like a chain, like they're all combined together. So I don't want to leave this phase and go and live the real life, when I leave this particular phase that I'm in. So I used to hate the statement. I hated don't be telling me that there's a real life after I get out of school. Until when I got out of school, I think I wrote the piece. I think either this year or last year. And the title of the piece was "The Real Life is Actually Real," right? Is actually real. So that was when a lot of things started hitting me because number one, I never believed that, and I never used to believe that there's anything like unemployment, like that. You'll never get job if you don't leave. You won't, if, like there's high rate of unemployment. I don't used to believe it. I don't used to believe when they say that smokers are liable to die young. I don't used to believe it because I was not in a circle of people that used to smoke. I didn't know that there were a lot of smokers around, like there were a lot of smokers, a lot of people that smoke. So a lot of these things I was shielded from it. Not because I knew that they existed, but my mind could not just grasp the fact that I will now leave school, I will not get a job. So it was unimaginable for me that I will not, because those were some of the things that they used to say that unemployment is very low. Like you also want to school like this, go get job, go. It is very, I cannot think it's also difficult for me to imagine that how will I leave school and I not get a job, right? So that's one of the things that they used to say then. So when I left school, right, of course I got the job. Like it was very, very the first job I got, like okay, when I left school, immediately we had to serve, like immediately, like the day I did my convocation, the second day I was in camp,
Are you
so
serious?
I spent the whole year. So I spent the whole year. No, so there was no there was no breathing space for me. So immediately I finished NYC, I just went home. I went back home and I wanted to take in a I take took some time, like 2 weeks. I was going to just my plan was just to like do a retreat. Like I didn't want to start looking for a job. I just wanted to stay at home and just be, and then after that 2 weeks, I saw a job, whatever, that I wasn't supposed to apply for. I knew I wasn't supposed to apply for that job. I just did it because I sent my friends a link and all of that. And then I did it. I left the place after 2 weeks, sir. And then because it was a very place. So and then I got another place. So but what I'm not saying is that I just could not think, I just could not. So it didn't make sense to me that people can actually be jobless. I'm sorry. That was one of the myths. Then first thing to say that people say that there was high rate of unemployment in Nigeria. Trust me, I never ever believed it. So to me it was something that was very untrue. I only start to believe it when I finally entered the labor market. Now I'm interacting with a lot of persons and I'm realizing that, oh boy, it definitely meant that I was operating at a level of faith at the time that killed me through this thing. Because if I had the mindset I had now when I was in school, if I had the interactions I'm having now when I was in school, like I probably would have had like my heart, my faith level. I don't think it would have been able to sustain me, at that time. You get. So that's one of the things that sort of shaped. I don't know where all those things came from, but I think that it was um it was a level of faith I had then. So the reality of it now, there's a reality of it now. I'm not saying I'm not out of faith, you know, but there's a reality of things now that I'm getting to interact with, right? But to me at the time they were not they don't make sense. So conclusion is that the real life outside of school, there's a real life outside school, definitely, because you're now out of a space where you can have a group of people that can help you to do things. When I was in school, I remember how we'll be together, like, you know, friends, colleagues will just be like, guys in church will be like, oh yeah, guys, let's go and pray. Like, you guys will go and pray like 2 hours. Sometimes you guys will go to the mountain, you go and spend 10 hours in the mountain. And that was just, people there are people that to ginger you to do stuff. So the real life outside of school now, who's going to ginger you to do anything? So you have to, like, so that's part of where they tell the student that there's something they say about no God for yourself, no God for yourself at the time. So started becoming a little bit real, because now, especially when you go to serve, when you go to a foreign land, there's really nobody that will be dragging you, except you have to go and plug yourself in another community somewhere there. So these are some of the things that you start to interact with when you come out of a community. So I feel like the school is like a wall that actually guides you. That's if you're in the right place anyway. It's like there's a wall, there are systems that helps you to develop yourself and become a better person. But then when you come out of school, the real world, quote and unquote, you sort of become naked. So now you have to start piecing your own clothes together with what you've learned, with what you've picked. You have to start piecing your own clothes. You piece your shirts, so you look as beautiful as you are with what you've gathered for yourself in the last 4 years. So the real life after school is real, but the real life after school is not as hard or as difficult as they make it seem. Because yes, there is a reality, but there is there's a reality, but you know I don't believe some reality should be for everybody, right? So I think I'll just end it there. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Thank you so much. So I want to ask this question too. Chukwuebuka, you've
Okay.
graduated, and for a while now, yes, you've graduated. I want to ask, being a graduate as you are, have you faced
All
any
right.
challenge at all? And it might not be something big, but have you seen, apart from you, but have you seen people that maybe your friends have told you, oh, I'm facing this? You think after school there are serious challenges people can face, like maybe emotionally, financially, socially, spiritually? Like, are there challenges that one can go through because they are graduates?
Right. Yeah, I said one of the major challenges that I think people face as graduates, because I know there are challenges, of course, when you, as I said earlier, when you start a new phase of anything, whatever the thing is, it's bound to be
Mm-hmm.
challenging. Yes. So I think the emotional side of it is a major challenge. I think I recently I just had to overcome um, that part really personally because I found myself thinking, when Jesus says, "Do not worry," we don't really understand what it means. You think you think he was just talking to unbelievers. No, he was talking to people that were serious with him too. Because you can easily plunge into worry if you are not careful. And I think that is one of the things that come with being a graduate because there are so many things you've heard before, and then now you don't have any timetable, you don't have any lecture schedule, you don't have anything really. You just what is guiding you now is like your vision, your purpose, and then you are so encumbered with what is going to happen. How will I do this and how will I do that? It's not really about how will I make money now. It's just about what's in for me, what's next now, what do I do now. So that point where you're thinking and you are wondering and you can jump beyond thinking and you enter into worrying, and then that's really I had to speak to people really. I had to speak to two of my very good friends, and then they just gave me encouraging words too. So I think the emotional side, almost every graduate has faced that or will face that.
Okay, thank you so much. Vera, do you have anything to say? Challenges or apart from others, you personally, challenges you face and how you dealt with it at some point.
Okay, so personally, I think that the first question that comes to you as a graduate is what's next after school? What should you
Yeah.
be doing with your life after school? And it's really okay if, as a graduate, you've not really like figured it out, like everything. It's a journey. So personally, I told myself, like, I think before like during my last days in school, I told myself that no pressure zone. So I'm telling you how I'm able to like deal with life after school. So I told myself like, Vera, you are not in any pressure zone, because I remember vividly the day I finished my final exams and I posted my picture. I was happy. Then someone just told me I shouldn't be so happy, that there is like I'm going into the real world.
Oh,
Just
wow.
like Oladimeji said, I should not be so happy that I'm going to the real world. So the person was not trying to like instill that fear, that pressure of don't be too excited that you are leaving this phase because you really don't know what is coming up for you in the
What?
next phase. But because of it's a personal decision that I told myself, I said like I'm not in any pressure zone. So, in as much as okay, I might not really like have everything all figured out. It's not like everybody has everything all figured out, but it's like when you're taking that baby steps, as long as you are doing something, like you get active while waiting. You're not just waiting for the big picture, but while waiting, you're just really, really active. You're spending your time wisely. You're just figuring out things with God on your side. So basically, I'm just in a no pressure zone. Like I'm not putting myself any under any unnecessary pressure. Even though some days is like, oh my god, like, hey, what am I doing? Like also I remember like leaving school and I told myself, I said, school is a cover up. Oh, because when you're in school, like you go for lectures, you come back in the evening, you have other things to do, assignments and all of that. But now you're outside school, you're not really like going for any lectures currently per se. It's not like,
Yeah.
oh my god, like what am I doing? So I used to tell myself there that school was just a cover up. So basically, whenever I would listen to this, I'll just tell the person, don't put yourself under any unnecessary pressure. As long as you are taking the baby steps, you have everything all figured out. Nobody has everything all figured out yet.
All right, just briefly, right? Vera actually, like they said very, very interesting things. Vera was talking about no pressure and living your day, like living every day as it comes, one after the other. I think there's a huge possibility, or there's a huge tendency that we want to figure out everything like right now. And the thing is, the pressure is very real. Like that pressure is very, very real. That pressure is very, very real. Like you don't have to actually have a grasp of everything. Like enjoy the moment now because you're not going to have undergraduate twice. Well, that's if you don't want to have it a spillover. You're not going to have, be an undergraduate twice. So you don't have to know the job you're going to, you're going to do after 2 years or after a year that you go home. Like who cares, man? I'm in school now. I'm going to enjoy. People tell you that school is very stressful and they want to leave school. Legit, if you finish if you graduate, you will miss that stress. You will really, you will so miss it. That's why people tell you that, forget school as calm. Those people, people that are finishing school, they are jealous because they can't have that experience anymore. So you that are there, like, enjoy the moment now. Forget about the fact that 2 years or 3 years, what job you like to job we those things we when that time comes, right? They will figure themselves out. But for now, like now, do what you can do now because a lot of times this is what you do it now that like even create a pedestal for you, that creates a platform for you later. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. No, everything you guys are saying
Yeah.
is basically just leading me to this verse in the Bible that's okay. Chukwuebuka, you want to say something?
Yes, let me just add something.
All right, all right.
Yes, just to add to what they've said, the pressure is real, like very real. Because I recently just came out of it. I have to be sincere. There was like I think last week I went deep down into this pressure. I was soaked in pressure. I had to speak to people. But then what really helped me, I had to say this, is that I think I just remembered I'm not really being grateful by thinking too much about what next. And not really thank God for where you are now. So I think that is major stuff. People should learn to appreciate as much as you enjoy the moment, appreciate the moment. There are a lot of people that I mean they are praying for that moment you're in now and you are there and you are thinking about what next, what next. Calm down and thank God for the now. Thank God for how far He has brought you. And then, small baby steps. You start getting there. But be thankful. I think Thanksgiving is like medicine. Finally, once you are thankful about where you are, you now you see possibilities where you are. People are looking about. Somebody told me that the most important step with regards to your next step is your current step. I don't know if you get that. Yeah. So he said the most important step with regards to the next step you want to take is your current step. But a lot of people are concerned about the next step I'll take and then they forget about where they really are. So I think Thanksgiving just as a way of opening your eyes to see the possibilities of where you are and how you can get to where you need to be.
Mhm, mhm.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, as I was saying before, like what you guys are just saying, everything you guys are saying is just bringing back this verse in the Bible. No, as I will always say to people, God did not just give us the Bible just for it to be read and kept aside. There's there's a verse for every occasion. There's a verse for every phase in life. Another part where he was saying, "Do not worry about tomorrow. If you can feed the birds of the earth, then who are you?" Like truly, sometimes we worry too much. That's how you were saying here. We're worrying too much about what's next. What's next? Me too. Let me tell you the truth, guys. I'm in final year and I've been thinking. So after school, what is happening next? After school, but from today henceforth, no. I'm living the moment now. Let me take care of this final year first before I start thinking about the next phase. Thank you so
Yeah.
much, guys. So I want you guys to tell me something. I need these cool stories. You have to think. Oh, any fun aspect of life after university, like has anything happened to you and you're like, oh more, this is real, like I'm after school and this is so funny. Any fun aspect, something funny that happened to you recently because of yeah through with school. Like I can remember my sister, my senior sister, she kind of has small body. If she listens to this thing now, she will beat me small. And she has graduated from school, but each time she goes to my youngest sister's school, she's in boarding school, the youngest. The teacher, oh, not each time, sha, but happened. A teacher will come and meet her and be like, "Are you not coming to school?
Wow.
Are you not part of us?" She has really small body, and she'll be like, "No, I'm not." Then she was telling me the last time that she was talking with somebody or something like that, and they were asking her something about her. Is she not going
to school? Why is she at home? And she was like, I finished NYC. So please, is there any funny experience you would love to share with us about life after university, like something that's happened to you after university?
Um, let me go first because I think I have the small stature too, so I can relate well.
All right.
Yes. Well, but my own is actually the reverse. So maybe because of the beards too. Thank God I've been keeping my beard. Some people were looking at me in my final year. They did not know I was seeing into the future. Eh, so I think when I was coming back home, and so I just noticed people were calling me uncle, uncle. And then I remembered when you were going to UNN in your first year, people were asking you, boy, were saying, boy, what are you going to go and do there? And now you're coming back, and it's like the change is so visible. Somebody was even asking me if I was going to camp, NYSC camp. I was like, really? Do I look like NYSC person? So that is that. And then recently again, I think the beards has helped me a lot. Just last year, we're supposed to graduate last year anyway. So the COVID was like a rehearsal, a dress rehearsal for me.
Abby.
Yes. So even though after school is still not COVID, the difference is there. So, but during the COVID, let me just borrow, a leaf from that. During the COVID, without the beards and all, somebody was asking me, when are you taking jam from? And I was
Ah,
like, Jesus, I did final year, I beg. And stuff like that. But generally, sha, I think it's been fun, as I said. So anybody listening to this, you're a young guy, you're leaving the university, you have small stature, I beg go and keep beards. It will help you. It will
like
save
that's
you
your
from.
life. All right, thank you. What about you? Do you have anything? Any fun experience? One or two?
I don't think I can remember anyone except that. Okay, let me just. Okay, yeah. Now I remember this one. All right. So when I was in school, right, you can almost not eat whatever you have alone. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you have you bought a carton of noodles, it is so definite that you can never finish that carton of noodles alone. Except if you're a stingy person, or maybe because somebody will come and beg you for noodles, you have to give maybe 2 packs, you know. So the first time I bought a carton of noodles and I finished it alone, I was legit feeling very, very bad. I felt like a very stingy person. I felt
Are you
like at least seriously, oh, I felt like I could have even given my neighbor like at least maybe two is it 2 sachets out of or something. So the first time that happened to me, that I finished like I bought stuff and I finished it alone. I really wasn't feeling myself, because it felt so it felt so not like the usual kind of way. So that was like the only thing that I can remember. I don't know if that is fun, sha, but that's the only thing I can actually remember that was very, very surreal to me.
okay? All right. So all right. Um, before we go to happen, but I think there might still be something in a sentence. I feel there should be one more thing you would like to tell the listeners right now who are undergraduates, especially the final years that might be feeling tense about life after school, university, after university. Because I remember my classmate, a classmate of mine, me too, I don't know. I'm like Oladimeji, I don't know. Yes, I don't really like stress myself, first of all. Or I just believe that life after school will not be bad for me. That's mine. Even though it's nothing too much, but I have a classmate of mine that almost I can't really remember how many times she has asked me the same question, but almost every time we meet, it comes up in her discussion like, so after school, what do you do like this? So after this final year now, what will happen? And I feel she's tensed up concerning this final year about life after school. And I'm wondering why though. Because me, I'm good. So please, in just one sentence, just a very short advice to anyone listening right now that is in final year, even the undergraduate, even the person in first year, something that will help them stay strong right in university, especially Nigerian university. Well, even though we have other people listening from different countries, we're in Nigeria, we know what's happening here. So
Vera, will you go first?
Okay. So just like Oladimeji said enjoy the moment. So this is me telling Nigerian students, see, just enjoy the moment. Focus on the now. Focus on your studies. Like don't like I know it sometimes it's really impossible to say, oh, you wouldn't think of what's next after school. But just try to focus on the now. Then secondly, school is not a scam at all. Like school is not a scam. Then after school, you have some time to rest, at least 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. So as much as it lies within your power, just give your studies your very best because if you leave school and maybe you have all the time now in the world, sometimes like if you really do not give your studies your the very best, you might start feeling guilty that, oh, I wish I did this, because you realize that you have all the time in the world to even rest. So just do the work now to enjoy later. Then finally, my advice is, see, develop yourself outside what you are studying. The world now is going towards skill skill development and all of that. Then find your passion, find what really makes you happy and satisfied.
Okay, thank you. I've got this. Find yourself, find your passion. Because I believe some people come to university. Let me say it again. Let me just not again, but let me say it plainly to waste their time. You come to school just to read. You've not found your purpose. You don't even know your passion. You don't even know your talent self, and you're leaving school. Okay, let me just keep quiet. Please, who else has anything to say? Like any advice for anyone listening right now?
All right. So my advice would be just to buttress on what Vera said. The most important phase of your life is the now phase. Really, it's deceptive. Oh. The world will make it seem like what is coming next is the most important, but it's not. It's not true. The most important thing you are supposed to do is what you are supposed to do now. Yes, and once let people know that, and let them just put their best to whatever they are doing now. Then please pray. Start praying about your future now, as much as frequent as you can. Please pray about your future. And then finally, I'll still talk about purpose discovery. Find your purpose. I think that's really where you find comfort when you leave school,
Mm-hmm.
because you know there's something within and there's something I'm going to do. It might not have materialized immediately, but it's something within. And what is within is it's like it's like a jackpot. Anytime it can come up and blow, as they will say it. Now, all right, thank God I just remembered. And also, as Vera said, please do very well in your academics. School is not scam. Try to get the best result you can get. If you are listening to me now and maybe you think a first class is not possible again, then try to get the 2-1. If you think 2-1 is not possible again, then please try to get the 2-2. What's in the paper that gives you the opportunity to say what's in the head? When you have interviews in places, they'll ask for people with this kind of results. It's when you now have that kind of result and you go there, then you can distinguish yourself by saying what you have upstairs. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So try as much as you can to get a good result, as much as it's still within your ability. I know God will help you all in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Please, I would like you guys to share your social media handles. Just where can my listeners find you? Where can grow and grow? I just say grow and grow. Where can grow and grow listeners find you on social media? In case I want to ask you a question or something.
Well, on Instagram at Ebuka OG, Ebuka_OG. If you just put Ebuka, you see BB Nigeria guys. So Ebuka_OG.
All right.
Yeah. Then on Facebook is just Chukwuebuka Ibe, Brian.
All right. All right. Okay. Vera or Oladimeji.
All right. So on IG, just Oladimeji, like Oladimeji, like the Dimeji is double I. And on Facebook is Oladimeji Olushola. And yeah, that's what's
Okay, on Facebook it's Vera Jude, VeraJude. Then on Instagram is Vera, but it's spelled VHE_ERAH.
Okay, okay. It seems like nobody's on Twitter yet. I mean, I don't know. Me, too, I'm not even on Twitter. Twitter has confused my life. Well, okay. Thank you so much for being here and sharing nice, cool, like I don't know what to use now. I'm always not good with using words to describe things. I don't even know why. But I know I learned a lot. And I'm sure anybody going to listen to this will learn a lot. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
for having us.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Vera. Thank you, Oladimeji.
I said, thank you to bring money and define like this.
I can. Something huge, but I
I'm
expected something.
We're expecting something huge.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I'm sure you learned a lot. I'm sure you enjoyed this episode about how life is after school, how it can be, and what you can still do. School no be scam. Remember that. And life after university is not that bad still. You can still make it. Thank you so much. Please share this episode on your WhatsApp status. Share this story. As a story. Share this podcast episode on your WhatsApp status and also on your Instagram stories. Please tag us, tag Grow and Glow _podcast. And we have merch on sale. We have our merch on sale. Check it out, guys. And I have a surprise for you in the next episode. So stay tuned. All right, love ya.